Hello, 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 hello. I'm just doing my normal links out everywhere and then I'll be right with you. I'm just putting a bit more effort into this today. There we go. Copy that, paste that, get this in the Megane chat as well. Jordan, thank you for the entry list. I've just received it. There we go. Get rid of that. And then go back to my stream. Right, I'm with you if you're watching. There's no viewers yet anyway. So if you're watching this bit, you're watching it on YouTube. So hello, YouTube. Oh, so like a tin of dog food, we've come back with a new and improved recipe. As you remember from last season and all seasons before, this has traditionally been a 10-minute quali, 20-minute race. That's your lot, and to be brutally honest, that has worked really well. That format has produced some really good racing. We've had some fantastic action throughout the entire season, and there wasn't really a need to change it. But there is a saying, especially when it comes to racing leagues and business and stuff like that, that if you don't innovate, you die. And what we mean by that is if you fail to bring something new, fresh and exciting to the fold, then you won't interest any new people. So that's what Next Gen have done with this format. So we do still have the 10-minute qualifying. That has not changed. Here I come, JPH. Hi, how are you doing? Yeah, so we've still got that, and that hasn't changed. I just need to grab the event page that JPH put up earlier on, and I can tell you exactly what the new format's all about. So we've still got a 10-minute quali, and then we've still got a 20-minute race, but then we have a reverse grid race, 15 minutes long, that follows it immediately. So they've dropped the Siroccos that followed this, and they've just taken up that time with another Megane race. Pete Gibb, even in chat. Yeah, no worries, JPH. Jano, oh, you're not racing, dude? I'm sure I've seen your name on the entry list. Yeah, you're there. Why aren't you racing? Get in here. So a lot of the usual suspects tonight in terms of the drivers that you expect. I could do with a printed version of that actually, so I can actually refer to people's names and stuff. Crikey, 10 viewers, there's a lot of hunger for the first round then. So the first round, Dragon Trail Seaside. This circuit is probably the most driven circuit in Gran Turismo Sport. Purely because it's at the very top of the lobby list. So whenever people are setting up lobbies, this is the first one that comes up, so most people just set lobbies up with it. But they are doing it in reverse, so we're doing it backwards, ladies and gents, and that, as you will no doubt know, brings a whole new set of challenges. With it, the Death Chicken in reverse. 3 family members. Oh yeah, we've got 3. We've got 3 Hardins, haven't we? You're the fam. Oh, fair enough, Jay. No, yeah, no, that's fine, dude. I was only pulling your leg out anyway. We've got 2 Rudds in here as well. Is this like turning into some sort of family affair? Oh, we've got new liveries as well. There's some new liveries here. I'm sure I've just seen a new one. Is this new, or did I just miss it last season? Master Vault? Oh no, so it's similar to last season's. I got excited then, I thought we had new liveries in town. No, still the same ones. Is he having some internet issues? Fair enough. Yes, you do. Yeah, we need to get Swaggy back in the house. Where is he anyway? What's he done? Last time I've seen him, he was terrorising Tidge in his lobbies. That's the last time I saw Swargs. P. Gibb, you need to bring the form that you had at Laguna Seca the other night, dude. You need to bring that fire. They might do, mate. They're nice liveries. I only got excited because I thought I saw a new one that I hadn't seen before. Right, so while the guys are on the out laps and there's not really too much to talk about because we will go through the drivers during the qualifying session, I will introduce the league as the Power Maxed Racing Megane Trophy. 10 rounds in total. Each round contains 2 races, so we're going to have 20 races in total throughout the season. Each race, I believe, does accrue its own points. So with the reverse grid races, it's going to throw a spanner in the works for this man, Hirakrime, who hasn't had it all his own way in recent seasons. Yes, he's been dominant. Yes, he's been championship winner twice in a row now, and he's looking to defend that title this season round. But he's not had it all his own way. There's been drivers like Rudo in his way, picking up a lot of points. We've had Timmy, who has just been getting faster and faster every single race. There's drivers in here. Hillclimb Racer, he's always pretty good to be ride on. P. Gibb can snatch a result when he's not too busy binning it off the track. Yeah, there's some fast racers in here tonight. The Mastervolt was the guest. Was it? Fair enough. That's why I've not. That's why I got it. That explains my excitement. Right, so let's have a little bit of a brief run through the drivers. So going to be first one to set you a time tonight is Ruddo24, aka Simon Rudd. He's running the number 24 Gyson liveried car. This sheet you've sent me is really handy. Can I have it like on my computer, JPH? Can you email me a copy? Thank you. Hillclimb Racer, aka Ben Kimberley, driving the number 46 fast car tonight. It says number 46 on the entry sheet, does it? But it's actually the number 77. Naughty. And then we've got Timmy DJG, so it's Timmy David James Gill in the number 66 Works car. Got a bit of lag, is Timmy. And then the man who needs no introduction, Mr. Mark Bramford, Next Gen Hirakrime in the number 37 Joyce Design car. We have got times coming in now, so once everyone's set one, we'll go through everyone. Matty Rudd, his PSN is the same as his actual name, so that makes life a lot easier. He's in the number 28 Teng Tools car. Rally Matt is in the lobby as well. Predictably, his name is Matthew Smith. He's driving the number 65 Garage Floor Tile Company car. Adam ID, no prizes for guessing what his name is. It's Adam Greenan, number 9 Mastervolt car. This is the new livery that we've had, but it's new to me. Martin JL09. I believe Martin's the chap that's been promoted from the league below. Matty Rudd, basically in the number 28 Teng Tools car. Bruce Lee Harding, a long-standing member of this league. Predictably, his name is Lee Harding. He's driving the number 69 with Dreadcat. And then Snav is JPH's family member, Sean Harding. I believe it's his dad. I might be wrong on that. Anyway, Sean Harding in the number 11 Power Products car. I believe that's another livery we've not seen yet. Yeah, look at all that sexy, that's a beautiful car. And then the man, the myth, the legend, the hostess with the mostest, Mr. Jordan Harding. He is, of course, driving the Power Max racing car, number 16. And Suburtus, who we understand is having some technical issues tonight. Jesper van Berkel, and the number 23 Fuchs car. And you'll have to let me know if I've made an absolute pig's ear of your name. I think we've gone through all the drivers other than P. Gibb. Have we gone through P. Gibb? I'm going to do it anyway. Phil Gibbon and the number 92 Steel Seal car. Anyway, there we go. We've done it. That's all the drivers that are in tonight so far. 13 of them. We have 15 on the entry list, but we know Jay's not going to be able to make it tonight because of other things he's got going on. Right, so early times on the board then, halfway through this first qualifying session of season 20, and putting it on provisional pole is Heracron with a 141.3. P2 at the minute, but improving on his current time is Ruddo with a 41.3. We've got another Rudd in P3, 41.7 for him, 4 tenths away from P2, and then just behind Matty Rudd, who's looking to have some great early pace, is Hill Climb Racer 41.8, just under half a second away from pole position. Then Timmy, one of my drivers of the season last time out, 41.9 for Timmy. Looking forward to seeing his progress through the season. He impressed me massively last time out. Rally Matt, who had a bit of an up and down season last time, didn't quite have the consistency that I think he's actually got inside, so I think once he starts just concentrating, well, concentrate is probably the wrong word, but working on that reliability and just getting that unreliable French hunk of junk around the track, he can spring results when he needs to. 42.3, P6 for him as we finish qualifying. We've got about 3 minutes remaining. Adam ID is P7 at the minute on 42.5. Pete Gibb, Gibbo for poles, a trending hashtag last season out. Let's see if we can get that one rocking again this time out. 42.8. He's got some work to do. Second and a half away from pole position for the time being. Then Martin JLO9, 42.9 for him, just behind P Gibb, so he's got the potential to leapfrog a couple of positions. Bruce Lee Harding in 10th, 43.0 for the Dread car. The top 10 separated by just under 1.7 seconds, with JPH in 11th on a 43.9. He has improved that one as well, so he's potentially going to be leapfrogging up a little bit. Then his dad, I'm going to guess it's his dad. We'll go with it. He's in 12.44.9 for him, and Suburtus yet to set a time, but we'll see him not lump a time in. But in the time we've been away, ladies and gentlemen, I need to come back and pay homage to Ruddo, who has done the impossible and knocked Heracron off the top spot. So Ruddo now provisional pole, 41.3. That's 200ths of a second ahead of Heracron. Is he up on his time? He's not. He's actually down on his time. Will he get round to get another lap in? I'm not sure, you know. He should actually, yeah, he should get round to do another lap. Down for the count. Wasn't your best evening. Yeah, mate, that track, it's a power track that you were trying, and the McLaren is the OP car, but you've got to drive it in a very particular way, because you've got a V10 engine humped over the rear axle. You've just got to use the weight transfer to get any grip over the front. It's a pig. It's an absolute pig, mate. But once you get used to driving it, it's a really good car. But I'll be watching your progress in the TVT tomorrow, mate. Don't you worry about that. Right, so can anyone dislodge Ruddo from the top? Well, certainly Heracron's going to be looking to do that. He's following another car around right now, so he's just getting himself some space now. That's exactly what he's doing. He's getting a good space on track so he can put the foot down in. There he goes, he's going now. So Heracron's got one more go at this before the 10 minutes are up. Is anyone improving their lap times? Timmy is, but he's only just through sector 1. Suburtus has just gone up to 11th, then he's put a time on the board, 44.3 for Suburtus. Matty Rudd in the pits. You'll have to get out of there, mate, if you want your time to count. Ruddo is improving on his time as well, so he's set to it's a projected lap time at the minute of just a little bit faster than what he's doing now, a 41.32 I think it is that he's projected to hit on this lap, but that will still doing well in his battle against Heracron, who's just about to break the time and being set to 1. So this will tell us, and he's down on his fastest lap so far as well. So sector 1 wasn't his best. There is still a lot of time to be made up in this lap. Ruddo, what does he do? Does he improve that lap time? 41.3. He doesn't. He goes short. Must have lost some time then, but it's all down to whether any of these guys can do anything to upset Ruddo's current position. And I've got to be honest, as it stands, it doesn't look like anyone can. Can Rally might improve? He can. He leapfrogs up to 7th, knocks P-Gib down to 8th. Matty Rudd being told to exit the pits. I think he has. Yeah, he's out. He's out. His time's now counting, I think. Oh, he's not past that yet. Woodow's given up on that lap. Hiracram though, was he up in sector 2? No, he wasn't. Unless this is the mightiest of mighty third sectors, and I'll be honest, sector 3's 4 corners, so there's not a lot of time to be gained here. In fact, it doesn't look like he's going to improve that looking at the times. So your first pole position of the season goes to Ruddo24 with a 41.354. P2 belongs to Hiracram. He'll be looking to get the result in the race. He's going for a practice start right now. We've got Martin in P3, so a great qualifying for Martin. He's showing his intent right from the get-go. Then we've got Matty Rudd rounding out your second row of the grid. Then Hill Climb Racer in 5th, Timmy in 6th with Rally Matt 7th, P Gibb in 8th, Bruce Lee Harding in 9th with Adam ID in 10th, JPH 11th, Subertus 12th, and Snav rounds out your grid. So this is it for the first 20 minutes, and then we've got a reverse grid race to follow this one. We have a swig of water while you're introduced to the grid by GT Sport. Is he? Oh, is he? I thought it was, because I remember him being in the what was the thing we commentated on, the Race of Champions. I know he was in that. So season 20 gets underway then. Everyone seems to get away well. It's a question of whether Hiracram can do anything about Ruddo off the start line. Ruddo is treated to the inside line, but they are side by side going into that first corner. We do of course have the chicken of death, which is fast approaching us. They're taking this in reverse. You can get through with just a little bit of a lift, but let's get on board with Ruddo. There's a timing beacon in my way, but we'll flick back through the cars as people make it through and just see if anyone... Oh, we've got a car off. We've got a car off. That was Timmy. We will go back and have a look at that in just a moment, but everyone other than Timmy appears to have made it through unscathed. We've still got Ruddo leading us through the first lap, but he has got Hiracram hot on his tails. Further back we've got Hill Climb defending away to Martin, then Martin's going for a move. That track position's quickly going to turn to the outside, so Matty Rudd is well poised to pick up some positions here. Then if he can just sling himself down the inside, he does that. The Tank Tools go with an excellent overtake then down into the S's for the first time of asking. Puts Martin down to 5th. Martin went from attacking for 3rd to being down in 5th in basically 2 corners. Rally Matt up to 6th, a good start for him. P Gibb up to 7th, no doubt with the help of Timmy decking himself off. Let's go and have a quick look at what happened to Timmy. I've got a feeling he might have just been incited into the death chicane. He's lifting. It's lag. Whatever's happened, lag had a big part to play in that, and I want to say Timmy lagged himself into the wall because he was taking all the necessary precautions on entry to that corner. He wasn't even anywhere near the accelerator or brake. He might have just lagged into the car in front of him, so that's unfortunate for Timmy. Martin then up to 4th, got past Matty Rudd somewhere. Apologies if I missed that, but Matty Rudd isn't hanging about. He's going straight back for that move, back up to 4th. Hill Climb Racer then with the great start up to 3rd, 1.2 seconds back from the top 2. It just seems strange not seeing Hiracram at the top of that timing board, but he's got 17 minutes to change that. But Ruddo's quick. Like, it's not going to be an easy task for Hiracram, because it's not like Ruddo is slow. And look, Ruddo is pulling out a gap. He's a second ahead. Hiracram is now actually coming under pressure from Hill Climb Racer. We can see drivers in the background shuffling position. Adam ID was involved in that little change around. That was an overtake, I think, on P Gibb. Yeah, so is he going to get 2 moves done here, Adam ID? Yeah, he does. Just enough space given. Great move by Adam ID to get him all the way up to 7th. He's now able to defend that position. On the grass and everywhere. Good battle kicking off here between Adam, Bruce Lee Harding. JPH is involved in that one a little bit as well. Let's jump on board the Power Max racing car. Oh, as he gets a windshield full of gravel then thrown up by P. Gibb up ahead. The good thing for JPH is he can focus on the cars ahead, watch the lines are taking, pick an opportunity, because he's not really getting pressurised from Jesper behind him. Let's jump back up to the top then, Ruddo, as we start lap number 3. 1.1 seconds ahead of Hirakram. Hirakram is just about ahead of Hill Climb Racer. It's very close between those two, as Hill Climb Racer sets the fastest lap of the race so far at 41.9. So Hill Climb Racer didn't have the greatest of qualifying sessions, but he's coming alive in the race. Matty Rudd still just about ahead of Martin and Rally Matt for that P4 position. P. Gibb now back ahead of Adam ID. Bruce Lee Harding, JPH has had an off-ski somewhere. Oh no, that was Suburtus just with a good overtake, and I don't think JPH was actually expecting that. Suburtus gets a nice move made down into T1. Might have just been a bit of contact, I'm not too sure. Didn't really get a good view of it on the replay. Right, so an update in the top battle. Hirakam's managed to pull away from Hill Climb Racer a little bit. He's importantly broke that slipstream, which is about 3/4 of a second. Providing Hirakam can keep Hill Climb Racer out of that slipstream and just start to reel in Ruddo a little bit, he's got a good opportunity now. Oh, as we see a couple of cars cutting the grass, Matty Rudd and Martin separated by literally a hair's width. As Martin picks up a little bit of a penalty there just for running off the track. Now, with regard to penalties, they don't have to serve them straight away. They can just burn them off naturally through the race. And they can overtake whilst carrying the penalty as well. So this stage of the race, a penalty like that is absolutely no concern. You do not need to alter your driving whatsoever. So Timmy then, after that early off, 24 seconds off the rest of the field, but is set in purple sectors, so he's trying to do something about this. I guess the cloud in the silver lining, I guess, for Timmy is, if it finishes like this, he's got pole position for race 2, which is 5 minutes shorter. So that will put him in fantastic stead for race 2 if it was to finish like this. So all is not lost, Timmy, to be fair. He will obviously, he's a racing driver, so he wants to finish as high up as possible, but cannot always happen. JPH is following Suburtus then through the chicken of death. Suburtus, who we saw made that move a lap ago, and he's made it stick as well. Both drivers did just graze the wall ever so slightly. This corner here in the Megane doesn't like it. Basically, all your weight on the Megane's over the rear axle. As soon as you start braking in this car, the rear just wants to spit you out. It's very light. So whoever can be very delicate on the brakes will do well in that corner. As I see JPH go for a daring overtake down through the S's. It takes 2 cars to make an overtake like that work. It takes a good vigilant overtaker and someone who's being overtaken to be nice and respectful. Pleased to report that is the case for both of these cars. We just passed a car sideways, I'm sure we did. It was Bruce Lee Harding. Bruce Lee Harding has fallen victim to the wall of death. And yeah, he was facing backwards, and he just has to wait now for these cars to get past. The good news, I guess, for Timmy is that gives him someone to look at. We've still got Ruddo in the lead of the race then, but Hirakram now is right up his chuff. Hirakram's just starting to get his rhythm now. It just seemed, especially during qualifying, that Hirakram just wasn't in the zone at all. He's got there now, he's in the zone, and he's now starting to pile the pressure on Ruddo. And he has 12 minutes of the race remaining to do something about that. He just tapped the wall on the entry there, on the exit, sorry, of the dash chicane. That does just drop him out of Ruddo's slipstream, so he's going to have to do all that work again. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, Matty Rudd having a superb race so far, up in 3rd. Has got himself ahead of Hill Climb Racer Dave Piper's joined the rear. I'm not sure if he's in this. Is he meant to be in this one? Just check my entry list. He is. He's driving for Zertotech. So Dave Piper arriving late to the party, but he'll get in for race 2. We've still got Rally Matt and Martin battling away. Martin, just with a very good drive through the S's there, does manage to pull that gap just a little bit, and just now ahead of P-Gib. P-Gib's got a decent gap over Adam ID. Adam's starting to come under pressure from JP8, so JP8's having a good race so far. He's just kept it clean and consistent. He's just capitalised really on other people's mistakes. Same can be said for Snav, to be fair. Snav has just kept it clean. Suburtus has had an off-ski somewhere. I very much don't want to pick that up in the replay. No, I'm not. And then Bruce Lee Harding 15 seconds ahead of Timmy, who made that catastrophic early mistake. Going back to the top of the order, Woodo 1.2 seconds ahead of Hirakam. Hirakam though now had, like I said, found his groove, set at 41.3 the lap before last. So he is starting to just to pile the pressure on a little bit. Matthew Rudder second ahead of Hill Climb Racer, so the top sort of what? I'd say every single driver now, other than Adam and JPH, are separated by some sort of gap. I've got Snav and Suburtus as well, jumping on board with Snav. Can he navigate the depth chicane? He actually gets on the brakes there and just smacks the wall on the exit there. That does cost him quite a little bit of exit speed. But although he's doing little wall taps and stuff, I believe Snav uses a controller, so it's harder to control these cars on control. Like I said, the back likes to snap out, so you have to be very delicate with your inputs, and it's not as easy to do that on a controller. So the fact that he's able to do 45 relatively consistent lap times on a controller is credit to him, to be honest. Right, so we've reached that stage in the Meganes then, ladies and gents, where things tend to just chill. We get a moment of temporary tranquility in these races where everyone just sort of figures each other out for the first 10 minutes or so. We have about 5 minutes where not always, sometimes stuff happens, but we tend to just see drivers figure each other out now and plot their overtakes for the remaining 5 minutes of the race when it gets to it. So when the guys realise they've only got 5 minutes left, you tend to see that little psychological switch flick in their head, and they suddenly start taking a few more risks and just going for those moves that they otherwise might not have done a lap or so ago. Oh, we've got a side-by-side here for the lead of the race. Ruddo just about defending this one then to Hirakram, jumping on board with the defending champion. He will want to get his championship campaign off to a good start. Assert the dominance early on. Oh, as we see, Ruddo just gets it a little bit wrong, but he tidies it up nicely for the second part of that corner. I just want to jump back while we're going into the S's and just see, yeah, look at how this is a replay then of what led them to be side by side. And it was just a slipstream fast down into turn 1, which Ruddo defended nicely. Let's cut back up to that. Yeah, Ruddo is still just ahead of Hirakram. Check on the Adam ID and JPH battle. Still wumbling on. JPH just sat behind him figuring his man out right now. Adam ID's just done his best lap though, of 42.8. But a little bit slowly out there. Is JPH going to go for this move? You're going to have to do it the long way round. You can carry a surprising amount of speed through this corner though, down into third. Just measure the throttle on the exit. JPH goes for the cutback. Unfortunately, Adam manages to get that corner nice and tidy, so JPH is going to have to consider a turn 1 move here and just make sure he's in that slipstream zone for the main straight. Talking of slipstream, how are these guys getting on? They're not in the pocket right now. I'm just looking for drivers that may potentially be looking for a move down the main straight. Adam ID and JPH are. We will flip back to those in a moment. I don't think JPH's got a great exit there out of the chicane because he's 4 tenths back. Does set his fastest lap of the race so far, 43.0. But JPH now is just going to have to get himself in a position to potentially make a move on Adam. Probably at near the S's is his next realistic opportunity for a move to be made. Let's take on some more water. Climb started to reel in Matty Rudd then. Matty's dropped back a little bit from Hirakram. Now he's not getting that aero assistance from the car up ahead. Hill Climb is able to get that clean air from the car ahead, and you can see he's going 3 tenths faster than he did before. Just trying to keep an eye on the Hirakan-Rudo battle at the same time. We're starting to approach the crazy 5 minutes, ladies and gents. This is where things will start happening. No doubt we'll start to see some action unfolding. And let's have a look back from Rudo's perspective. This is his roof cam on the Geisen car. Hello Hirakan, we can see you flashing your lights. Does he go for the lunge down to turn wide? I don't think he's close enough. He's just going to keep it there for now. Looking a little bit further back at Matty Wood and Hill Climb. Matty Wood just about managed to defend that, but it says fast car on the bonnet, and he's certainly driving to that expectation as well. He's going to effectively force Matty Wood into backing out of the death chicane here. You can't go side by side through here, chaps. Yeah, Matty Wood does indeed back out of that move. Sorry, back out of defending that. And that's Hill Climb Racer up to 3rd. But Matty Wood does have the pace and the time to launch an attack back at the fast car. The battle between JPH and Adam ID still going on. They're still within a second of each other. But for the time being, I just want to keep an eye on Rudo and Hirakan, because this is the closest battle on track, really. Just half a second separates the top 2 drivers. Rudo has held his position at the top of the timing sheets for the last 15 minutes, and I don't think he wants to give it up in the last 5. Hirakan has been increasing the pressure he's been putting on Rudo. He didn't have the best start to the race, didn't have the best qualifying, the defending champion. Rudo, of course, I want to say he was 2nd in the championship last time out, so he's definitely got pace. But going on board with Hirakan now as we go down towards turn 1 for the 10th time of asking. Revving the nuts off this car. With it being a Renault, I'm surprised it hasn't broken down, but that's the virtues of sim racing for you. Hirakan just filling Rudo's mirrors. I think this is just more of a psychological game for Hirakan right now. He's poking his nose out. He's not going for the moves. His braking isn't telling me he's going for these moves. He's just filling Rudo's mirrors up. Rudo may be using what we call the radar, which is an in-race sort of tool. Does what it says on the tin, lets you know what the other cars around you are doing. And you are subconsciously looking at that, even if you're not actively trying to do it. And if Hirakan can just make his car wobble about a little bit in Rudo's sort of radar, as we see Matty Wood go for that move back, we're going to replay that. We'll go back and have a look at that. Yeah, that can psychologically play a little bit of a part. Let's go back, let's go on board with Matty Wood. Does Hill Climb make a mistake? He doesn't, actually. It's just a really good overtake by Matty Wood. Just full send down into the second hairpin. Beautiful move. We're getting some great overtakes tonight. We are being treated to some really good racing. So that's Matty Wood up to 3rd. Rudo still defending to Hirakan. I want to flick away from this, but literally they are bumper to bumper. In fact, not even that now. They are side by side going into the final chicane. Can Hirakan get ahead? He can. Can Rudo do anything about it? Hirakan goes deep. That's going to affect his speed on the exit of the corner. Rudo can just get that place back, but if Hirakan can keep his car on the inside, where he is now is the inside of the corner. If Rudo can't, and Rudo is pulling ahead, yeah, Rudo's just about done enough. Great driving by these two, and side by side again. Hirakan now is piling on the pressure, and I need to get away from this, but I don't think I can. It's Hirakan then. He's pulling out for a move at the death chicane again. No, that's just that psychological game plan that I was talking about a lap or so ago. Does he go for the move down into the hairpin? This is a big braking zone. You really need to be careful on the brakes here. So if you're good on your brake pedal, you can get moves done here. Hirakan is someone who can get these braking done nicely. No such move. Let's just quickly flick through the pack then. We've got Matty Wood 3rd, Hill Climb Racer 4th. Matty Wood got that move done and started pulling away. Rally Matt in 5th ahead of Martin in 6th. P. Gibbs 7th, kind of all by himself at the minute. Adam and JP8, that's another close battle. JP8 still tucked behind that P8. Oh, he's going to have a chance to overtake now though. I'm secretly trying to keep an eye on the top two and hovering over the replay button just in case something does happen between those two, because you get the feeling it's going to kick off at any moment with those. That's the radar I'm telling you about, by the way. You can see it on your screen now, bottom right hand side. In the car, the drivers will likely be watching that. And on Adams, you can't see it on Adams, but oh, we've got Hiracram ahead. Oh, Ruddo's now back. Oh, literally, same chicane again. I definitely feel like I'm not doing the JPH and Adam ID battle justice, but I promise I'll try and cover it in the closing lap, because we are now ready to start the final lap of the race, lap 12. Ruddo is your race leader at the minute, but Hiracram is on him like a fat kid on a cupcake, and he's just trying to get his nose in any way, shape or form he can. Ruddo though is not having any of it. He's defending with every morsel of strength he's got. This battle is taking so much time out of them now. They are getting closed down by P3. Hiracram, I want to say, made a little bit of an error there that actually might put Matty Rudd in a position to overtake. We know how good Matty Rudd is here. Coming down into the hairpin, Hiracram gets it nice and tidy though, and Matty Rudd has to serve that penalty, or it does serve a penalty anyway, and all of a sudden the top four now are in a battle for the lead of the race. Ruddo though has managed to pull away 1.1 seconds. Let's have a check on JPH and Adam. JPH is 5 tenths back from Adam ID, so not looking like there might be a move made there. The battle for P2 then is now between Hiracram, Matty Rudd and Hill Climb Racer. Again, anything really can happen with these. Ruddo now, the beads of sweat that were dripping down his forehead will now slowly be drying off as he now maintains a 7/10 gap, which is probably the biggest gap he's had over Hiracram in the last 10 minutes. Going down the start-finish straight for the first time, and Matty Rudd and Hill Climb Racer are side by side coming down the final depth chicane. Hill Climb Racer's on the grass. He may not be too happy about that, but we'll go back and have a look. But Ruddo takes the win. A tenth of a second in it, less than that, 600th of a second in it between Ruddo and Hiracram. Matty Rudd takes third, Hill Climb Racer grabs fourth, Rally Matt fifth, Martin 6th, P. Gibbs 7th, Adam ID and JPH similarly are going to be split by a hair's width. Who is a drag to the line? Can Adam keep it, or can JPH get it? It's going to be close. 200ths of a second behind Adam and JPH at the line. We've got Suburtus in 10th, Snav finishes 11th, Bruce Lee Harding in 12th and Timmy in 13th. While we've got the opportunity, I'm just going to jump on board with a replay of this. So Hill Climb Racer does go for the move. I don't know whether there was contact. You normally get a bit of an audio bang noise, but yeah, I didn't hear that. Wow. I told you, didn't I? I told you. Yeah, P-Gib, mate, honestly, it was a banger. And it's weird because there was only really 2 battles going on, and then all of a sudden, the last couple of minutes, Ruddo and Hiracram were fighting that much it brought Matty Rudd and Hill Climb Racer into the mix as well. Then Hiracram made a little bit of an error at the depth chicane, and that then it freed Ruddo up, and then it was the battle for second. Honestly, mate, it was superb. And Adam and JPH had a battle the entire race, and there were 200ths of a second in it between those. So yeah, an exceptional race then for the next gen guys. I'll save the replay because I don't know if I'm going to have thumbnails this season, so I'm going to assume I'm going to make mute. But normally, ladies and gents, this is the part of the stream where I would be wishing you a good night. I'll be telling you what's happening in future races. But wait, there's more. We've got another one. We've got another race, and it's reverse grid, and it's 15 minutes, and we're chucking all them fast people at the back of the grid. It's going to be great. Timmy, this is your time to shine, mate. This is your time. Like, you just need to bugger off at the front of the field. Was it 0.013? On the race results thing, it was 0.024. Jesus, yeah. It was close, man. 0.0. Wow, it's about as close as you can get it. JPH, I need to apologize. I know you might even have had the stream on in the background, but I would have probably focused on your battle a lot more than I did. Don't get me wrong, it got quite a bit of coverage. If it weren't for the top four literally kicking each other's teeth in. Really good battle at the front of the pack. I need to like calm down before the next race. I don't think my heart rate can take it anymore. Yeah. Anyway, so another race coming at you in about 4 minutes' time. Same cars, same track. We're just going to do a reverse grids. We're going to chuck the fast guys at the back. I say fast guys, but we've got like Timmy going to be starting on pole for this race. We've only got 15 minutes as well. You've seen it, it's not necessary. We saw a lot of really good overtakes, but it's not easy to make them. There's a lot of the track where it's single file only, so you've really got to pick your moves here. So I'm just considering how that'll play out in the next race. Yeah, that's a good point, P-Game. Just a commentator, yeah. That hurt. That I actually I felt a little pang of sadness touch my soul as I read those comments. I thought we were friends, JPH. I thought we were friends. I bet Ericom's loving this, you know, like, because he's actually got. Because the pace everyone else has got, they're just bringing it to Ericom now. And he likes that, he's weird, he likes that. He likes it when he has to fight for it. He's a bit sadistic. But I think he genuinely revels in other people's success as well, which is what I like about Ericom. You get a lot of these alien drivers that... a lot of the alien drivers that are just sort of have a bit of a complex. The guys in here don't have that. Which is what I like. There's no bragging or sort of I'm better than you sort of talking it. It's pretty nice like that. Yeah, we're now up to 126 followers on Twitch as well, ladies and gents. Now, granted, if I had breasticles and I got them out on camera and you know, I was a female streamer and all that, no doubt I'd have about 6,000 followers, but unfortunately you've got some slightly overweight Midlands bloke chatting nonsense over other people's races, and for some reason 126 people want to watch that live. So I thank each and every single one of you for choosing to click that follow button. If you have not clicked that follow button, it is completely free to do so. I don't desire to charge people to watch my streams in any way, shape or form. That's not what this is about. The follow option is completely free of charge. All it really does is I've made a pigs of your name. Is it Jesper? Jasper? I'm guessing it's Jesper. I told you I'd make a pig of it. I've got 6 people watching me live. At the start of the stream we had 10. I think my biggest view count is like 40 or 50. So it's not massive. Like, you look at these big streamers, they've got like 50k people watching them. I get like 6 or 7, but I don't really care. I'm really not. Is it Jasper? Yeah, I tried to pronounce his name in qualifying because I thought it'd be a nice touch just to try and... Yeah, you are lagging a little bit, Timmy. And I've obviously made a pig's ear of it. So if you listen to this, I do apologise. I mean no offence. Well, it's JE. which is why I went Jasper. But I'm not known for my bilingual skills. I can barely speak English, lads. Got to be ready for race 2, haven't we? JPH has had to do a manual grid because Mr. Piper's arrived. Anyone using internet? Yeah, we all are. That's how we're here. Mum, get off the phone, I need to do some sim racing. Probably got loads of devices connected to your internet to me. That's 9 times out of 10 why lag happens. It's usually a bandwidth issue. So just go and start kicking people off your internet, dude. Racing's more important. Right, race 2. Let's get to track and have a watch. It will let me, there we go. So this one's going to be 15 minutes. This is a reverse grid race. Let's see if they all get away well. So Timmy there on the right hand side of your picture has a great opportunity to get a result here. He's just got to keep it out of the wall. Bruce Lee Harding again immediately dives for the inside as Bruce Lee Harding, but Timmy stops that line from happening. Expect a ton of action in the opening laps here, ladies and gents. I'm really going to struggle to keep up with it, to be brutally honest. It is going to be all systems go for the first few laps. Let's jump on board of a car at the rear. We'll jump on board Matty Rudd's car as he's trying to have a nice balanced... Oh, we've got carnage. Oh, absolute carnage. Absolute carnage there. We've got a couple of cars involved in that. JPH is one of them, Martin. So is Hirakram. Hirakram is involved in this somehow. So Hirakram was just in an absolute sandwich. Oh, so I think, oh yeah, JPH's car, then it's collected by, oh my god, yeah, it's all over the place. It's carnage. Right. Well, we'll run through the order anyway, and then we'll kind of see where everyone sits. So Timmy, lagging all over the world in P1. Bruce Lee Harding second, Snav third, Adam ID fourth. Hill Climb Racer up to fifth already with some of that carnage helping him. Rudder, your winner from last time out, is in P6, just ahead of P Gibb in seventh. Dave Piper in 8th at the minute, just ahead of Matty Wood in 9th. Hirakram in 10th, ahead of JPH in 11th. Rally Matt in 12th. Martin 13th. And Subertus, I'm not going to call him by his real name because I'll get it wrong, is in 14th. We see Hill Climb Racing go for the move on Adam ID. It made it look easy. How's Hirakram getting along? He's up to 8th ahead of Matty Rudd. Matty was the car we were on board with. He did manage to, well, in fact I think he did get involved in some of that carnage at the start. Taking it very carefully through the left chicane this time round. This is the thing, because everyone's vying for position on lap 1. I think there was just a lot of hunger to get moves made. Oh, we've got, I think that's Snav. Yes, it was Snav. Got a good old wiggle on there, coming out the hairpin. Woodo, your winner from last time out, has already started to climb up to the back of Snav, coming down the S's. He'll have to be careful when he picks his moves, though. He'll want to be pretty clinical with where these overtakes happen, but at the same time, He doesn't want to let Timmy and Bruce Lee Harding get away because they're already 3.5 seconds ahead of Hill Climb Racer. With Heracram down in 8th and having some traffic to negotiate now. He's got P. Gibb, the next car in line for Heracram. As we can see, Ruddo going for that move now. Has to back out of it. Yeah, Ruddo looking for that move on Snav. Let's jump up to the top then as we start lap number 3, 42.1 for Timmy, 1.3 seconds ahead of Bruce Lee Harding. Hill Climb Racer now having to defend to Adam ID. Snav trying to defend, well, he wasn't actually really defended to Ruddo as Heracram gets himself past P. Gibb as well. Matty Rudd up to 9th. I'm not going to give the top too much coverage just while there's overtakes and action happening. We will of course follow their progress, but for the time being I'm sort of interested how Ruddo, Heracram, Matty Rudd get themselves through the pack. Because P. Gibb's in the mix, P. Gibb's fast on his day. I don't think he's quite been in the zone this time round. Heracram's going to try and go for the move on Snav coming down the S's. They are literally side by side though. This could go wrong very easily. Oh, it's very close. Heracram just about manages to get himself past there. Snav, in aims of giving as much space as he humanely could, did give the curb a little bit of a tag. And that sent his car a little bit doolally. Bruce Lee Harding just runs it a little bit deep there, coming out of the third hairpin. Backs him off Timmy by about a second. Hill Climb Racer then 3 seconds behind Bruce Lee Harding now. Has managed to drop the attention of Adam ID, who has now got the attention of Ruddo. Ruddo is on the pace this race. As we see P. Gibb and Snav now battling it out. Matty Wood will want to capitalise on this as well, because he's also someone aiming to pick up maximum points from this race. Is he going to go for the cutback? Matty Wood, he might just have to hang back then through the chicane of death. I just wanted to see how everyone else was getting on. Hill Climb Racer is reeling in Bruce Lee Harding. He's took a second out of him. Oh, we've got a car that's hit the wall. I think that was P. Gibb. Or was it Snav? It was Snav. Snav's given the wall a bit of a slapperoonie there. He was in 8th, tucked up behind P. Gibb. The problem is that's limited vision, so he pulled out here probably to get an eyesight of where he's going. In fact, no, he didn't hit the wall. Well, he didn't hit that. He didn't hit the wall I thought he hit, put it that way. But he's now got his son behind him. In JPH. Bruce Lee Harding really is losing time over Hill Climb Racer hand and fist here. There's been some movement with Heracram. I believe he's got himself past Adam ID. Let's just go back and see if my suspicions are correct. Indeed he has. Adam went a little bit deep there, coming through the last part of the S's. He does go defensive, but there's a space for Heracram. And there's enough space to cram a Megane in there, and that's exactly what Heracram does. We've got 8 minutes remaining in this race now. We are nearly at the halfway point already. We're only going to get about 9 or 10 laps out of this one. Timmy's 3 seconds ahead of Bruce Lee Harding. Hill Climb Racers looking to reel these guys in. Timmy's doing low 42s, Hill Climb Racers doing high 41s. So with a 4.5 second gap and about 4 or 5 laps to reduce it in at current pace, Hill Climb Racer is not going to catch Timmy. Timmy just has to keep it clean now. Deja vu then, ladies and gentlemen, as Ruddo and Heracram are less than a second apart from each other. Although no immediate threat of an attack happening from either of those, so we will skip back through the pack and see if anything else is going on. We've got P. Gibb and Rally Matt starting to fight away a little bit. Rally Matt in the Garage Floor Tile Company car. Just doesn't get a great exit at the final, sorry, I keep saying the final hairpin. It's the second hairpin, Chris, you absolute donut. JPH, not JPH, God's sake, Chris, you can tell you're tired. P-Gib really maximising the curb use here. Now, it's good, but it's also fraught with danger. The curves here at Dragon Trail have a slightly higher inner or outer curve, depending on how you look at it. Rally Matt does get the move done there, which can upset the car. You can see the curves have a slightly raised outer profile, and if you run your wheels on that, they grip. You don't want to be doing that. 41.8 for Timmy, so Timmy is now matching the pace of a lot of the cars chasing him. So he's taking full advantage of his position, is Timmy. JPH hasn't managed to reel in Snav all that much. 1.5 seconds is the gap. Dave Piper reeling him in now. I know Piper on his day is a very fast driver. I've driven on the same track as him a couple of times, and he's got a good racecraft as Dave Piper. So we'll see if he can do anything about this. Martin, I believe, was one of the drivers caught up in that lap 1 carnage. So obviously he's just driving a recovery race at this point. So on board with Ruddo, looking back at Hirapam's car. Frankly, be amazed if this doesn't reduce to some mad mental battle in the last 5 or so minutes, because that's what those two seemingly want to be doing. Oh, we've got a car off. We've got a car off. I want to say that's Snav's car. Did he hit the wall of doom there on the outside of the S's? I want to say that's, yes, he has. Oh, it tagged the rear as well for extra good measure. So the team are going to have to do some work on repairing that car before the next round. So that does promote everyone else up a spot. So any battles going on? Yes, Ruddo and Hirakram yet again. We've also got Bruce Lee Harding and Hill Climb Racers side by side. Hill Climb Racers almost going to beat him in submission here through the chicane of death. In fact, he backs out of it. Hirokram's hit that wall a couple of times. It just shows how much he's pushing. Bruce Lee Harding now having to go defensive to Hill Climb Racer. A swig of water. So a lot of drivers have been using the S's to their advantage, forcing the other car into a defensive line so they can get a better exit, and that looks exactly like Hill Climb Racers trying to do that now on Bruce Lee Harding. I think he's a bit wise to it though. Bruce Lee Harding instead uses a good car positioning, defends the corner. If Hill Climb Racer wants a position, he's going to have to work for it. Same can be said for Ruddo and Hirokram. He's not going to give that position up easily, although Hill Climb Racer, as I've just said that, does manage to get that move made on the exit of the corner. So may just go for the, he gets on the brakes earlier, goes for the cutback. Sort of relies on Bruce taking the normal line and gets the cutback done. So good move there by Hill Climb Racer. Hirokram again is just trying to do all he can to sneak away past Ruddo. Oh, there's a little bit of contact between them there. Definitely accidental. I think he didn't realise Ruddo was there at that particular moment in time. So I'm just having a quick flick through just to see what's going off. So 2 minutes from the end of the race. Guessing this is the penultimate lap we're on now. So this is where drivers will start just measuring up the man in front of him. Adam ID now starting to come under pressure from Matty Rudd. Ruddo definitely under severe pressure from Heracram, and Bruce Lee Harding now starting to put the pressure on Hill Climb Racer. And we see Heracram peek his nose out for a move there, and Ruddo doesn't manage to get that made. Bruce Lee Harding might just sit behind Hill Climb Racer then and just wait for the opportunity to come at him probably next lap. Just try and get that slipstream down the main straight. Adam ID, Matty Wood actually does get past Adam ID. I'm sorry I didn't see that happening. Yeah, that was on the exit of that corner. I just missed the cut-off, I'm afraid. So Hill Climb Racer then, and Bruce Lee Harding. Any moves made here? They are side by side going into turn 1. Bruce Lee Harding a bit wide on the brakes. Heracram on the outside of Ruddo. It gets a great exit though, does Heracram? That's a great overtake then by the defending champion. Let's see from Heracram's viewpoint how he did that. So Ruddo went defensive as you would normally expect, and Heracram just got on the brakes later and was just able to drive it around the outside. I apologise to Timmy, you've barely had any coverage, and the pure and simple fact that is because you've utterly dominated this race. All the action has been behind you. It's Hill Climb Racer in second, Bruce Lee Harding in third, Heracram now past Ruddo up into fourth, Ruddo in fifth, Adam ID in sixth with Rally Matt in seventh, P Gibb in eighth, JPH in ninth. Matty Rudd's had an absolute horror show somewhere. He's all the way down in 10th. What's happened to Matty Rudd? Oh, he must have hit the death chicane. Piper in 11th, Martin 12th, Snav 13th. There's a battle there going on for that P12 position. Suburtus in 14th, but meanwhile it is your final lap. It is Timmy. He's got just 2 corners to go to claim win from the race number 2. He's been lagging his entire way through, but that doesn't matter. We will just focus on Timmy. We'll give him the credit he deserves. It's been an absolutely fantastic race. They will be dancing in the streets at the offices of works tonight as Timmy takes the win in the reverse grid race. Hill Climb Racer takes second by just over a tenth of a second to Bruce Lee Harding. Heracram and Ruddo by an insurmountably small gap. Adam ID 6th, Rally Matt 7th, P Gibb in 8th. JPH just ahead of Matty Rudd in the end, so JPH finishes in 9th, Matty Rudd 10th, Piper 11th, Martin is 12th, Snav 13th, and Suburtus in 15th. But what I want to go and have a quick look at is this. So the gap on the line, from what I could see, was 8 thousandths of a second. I might not see the end of this. Look at how close that is. Heracram just about took it. Just about. Wow. Another superb race in the Megane. So well done to Timmy. Had a bit of a horror show in race 1. Had an accident, put him in the wall, but that gave him pole for race 2, and he took that gift and drove a great consistent second race to bring home his first win of this season. I never thought, ladies and gentlemen, that I would be stepping out of my commentary seat and not saying the words "well done Heracram for taking the win." Those words, up until now, have not left my lips. Your winners tonight have been Ruddo and they've been Timmy. And the wheel, oh god, that sounds painful, man. Hit Matty in the chicken of death and the wheel snapped. Jesus. That chicane. Yeah, it was what should we call it? Controversial edition, I guess, isn't it? Having this in reverse. Right, that, ladies and gentlemen, was round 1. We have another 10 rounds to go. The next round is gonna be from. Let me tell you. Let me get onto the event. I'll tell you where the next round's going to be coming from. to where are we going? Sardegna Road Track B. Good track that. Yeah, Ruddo, you and Ericrom have been glued together the entire night. No worries, JPH. No worries, dude. Yeah, that's me for tonight. I'm going to get off and do some practice for a race of my own tomorrow. So join me next week from 8 o'clock for some more hot French action. Next time is going to be coming from Sardegna Road Track. So similar length. Also some very interesting challenges in that. Lots of camber in that track. So it'll be very interesting to see how the drivers adapt to it, because these Meganes can be a bit snappy. But yeah, thank you for tuning in if you have. Thank you for following if you have. And yeah, join in next week for more of this. In terms of what else is coming out on the channel, not a lot, to be fair. I've been having a little bit of a chilled time lately and not really pushing the comms too much. So this league and another one is the only one I'm doing at the minute. So I'm giving myself some time off. But I will no doubt see you all next week. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, that's been Chris Wall. This has been the Power Max Racing Megane Trophy. See you next time, man.